Have you ever felt drained by someone's negativity, or struggled to protect your peace around people who seem determined to disturb it? Toxic people can shake even the calmest soul. But what if I told you there's a way to rise above their influence? Today we'll uncover a profound Zen story and 10 life-changing Buddhist lessons to help you deal with toxic people, protect your peace, and transform how you handle negativity forever. Once, a young monk approached his master, troubled and upset. "Master," he said, "there is a man in the village who constantly insults and belittles me. How do I stop him from affecting my peace?" The Zen master replied with a smile, "Let me tell you a story." He continued, "Imagine someone offers you a gift, but you refuse to accept it. Who does the gift belong to?" "The giver, of course," the monk answered. The master nodded. "In the same way, when someone gives you anger or negativity, but you refuse to accept it, the toxicity remains with them. You do not have to carry their burden." And with that, the monk learned a valuable lesson. Lesson 1. Don't take it personally. When someone is toxic, their actions often have nothing to do with you and everything to do with their own inner struggles. People who are unhappy or insecure tend to project their pain onto others as a way of coping. For example, a person who feels unworthy may criticize or insult others to make themselves feel superior. A person filled with anger or frustration may lash out at those around them because they don't know how to process their emotions. When you take their words or actions personally, you carry the weight of their negativity, allowing it to affect your self-esteem and inner peace. Instead, remind yourself that their behavior reflects their internal battles, not your worth or character. If you can see their actions as a mirror of their own pain, you'll find it easier to let go of their negativity and focus on protecting your own peace. You are not responsible for fixing their problems, nor are you obligated to accept their toxic energy as your own. Lesson 2. Master the art of non-reaction. Toxic people often thrive on drama and conflict. They seek to provoke reactions because it gives them a sense of control and feeds their negative energy. When you react, whether with anger, frustration, or even defense, you hand them the power to disrupt your peace. Non-reaction is a powerful tool that allows you to remain in control of your emotions. Instead of engaging in their negativity, pause and take a deep breath. Imagine their words or actions as waves crashing against a rock. You are the rock, steady and unmoved. By not reacting, you deprive toxic people of the satisfaction they seek, and their energy eventually fizzles out. This doesn't mean you suppress your feelings or ignore issues that need addressing. Instead, it's about choosing how and when to respond with calmness and clarity. Practicing non-reaction protects your inner peace and keeps you from being dragged into their storm. Lesson 3. Set firm boundaries. Boundaries are essential when dealing with toxic people. They act as a protective shield, safeguarding your emotional well-being and ensuring that you're not overwhelmed by someone else's negativity. Toxic individuals often test limits. They may demand more of your time, energy, or attention than is healthy, or they may try to manipulate you into tolerating their harmful behavior. Without clear boundaries, it's easy to feel drained, resentful, or even trapped. Setting firm boundaries begins with understanding your limits. What behavior are you willing to accept, and what crosses the line for you? Once you're clear about this, communicate your boundaries calmly but firmly. For instance, if someone constantly interrupts your peace with criticism or drama, let them know, "I value our relationship, but I need conversations with you to remain respectful and constructive. If that's not possible, I may need to step away." Setting boundaries doesn't make you selfish or unkind. In fact, it's an act of compassion for yourself and for the other person. By enforcing boundaries, you're teaching them how to interact with you in a healthier way. You're also preserving your energy for people and activities that uplift you, instead of wasting it on toxic interactions. Sometimes toxic people will resist or test your boundaries, but it's important to stand firm. This may mean limiting the time you spend with them, or even cutting ties if their behavior becomes too harmful. While this can be difficult, it's a necessary step to protect your mental and emotional health. Boundaries are not walls to shut people out. They are guidelines that show others how to treat you and show yourself that you are worthy of respect and peace. Lesson 4. Focus on your inner peace. Inner peace is your strongest defense against toxic people. When your mind is calm and centered, the chaos of others cannot shake you. Toxic individuals often try to disrupt your balance with criticism, negativity, or manipulation. But when you prioritize your inner peace, you create a space of strength that their behavior cannot penetrate. Achieving inner peace starts with mindfulness. Take time every day to connect with yourself, whether through meditation, deep breathing, or quiet reflection. These practices help you observe your thoughts and emotions without being overwhelmed by them. When you're grounded in the present moment, you'll find it easier to remain unaffected by someone else's toxic energy. Remind yourself that your peace is your responsibility. It's not something anyone else can give or take away. It's something you cultivate within. Toxic people may try to provoke you, but you don't have to respond. Think of their negativity like a storm outside your window. You can see it, acknowledge it, but you don't have to step into it. Protecting your inner peace also means making conscious choices about where you direct your energy. Surround yourself with people, activities, and environments that uplift you. The more you nurture positivity in your life, the less room there is for toxicity to affect you. Your inner peace is your sanctuary. Guard it fiercely and cherish it always. Lesson 5. Be an observer, not a participant. One of the most powerful ways to deal with toxic people is to detach emotionally and view their behavior from a distance. Toxic individuals often thrive on pulling others into their drama, arguments, or negativity, but you don't have to participate. Instead, take a step back and become an observer of their actions rather than an active player in their games. Being an observer means separating yourself from the emotional charge of the situation. Imagine you're watching a movie. What's happening on the screen doesn't directly involve you, and you don't have to react emotionally to it. For example, if someone criticizes you harshly or tries to provoke you, instead of immediately reacting with anger or defensiveness, pause and take a mental step back. Ask yourself, why is this person acting this way? What's driving their behavior? Often you'll realize that their actions stem from their own insecurities or inner turmoil, not anything you've done. This doesn't mean you tolerate or ignore harmful behavior. Observing is about understanding the situation without letting it consume you. By detaching, you gain clarity and maintain control over your emotions, making it easier to decide how to respond or whether a response is even necessary. Practicing this perspective can also help you cultivate compassion without getting entangled. When you see toxic behavior for what it truly is, a reflection of someone's internal struggles, you can feel empathy for their pain without allowing their negativity to affect your peace. You might think, this person is suffering, but I don't have to join them in that suffering. Being an observer also means resisting the urge to fix or change the toxic person. You are not responsible for their behavior or their healing. Your role is to protect your own energy and peace. When you focus on observing instead of participating, you remain grounded, unshaken, and free to live your life without being dragged into unnecessary chaos. Lesson 6. Walk away when necessary. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do when dealing with toxic people is to walk away. It may sound simple, but walking away is a profound act of self-care and strength. Toxic people often seek to provoke, manipulate, or control, and by refusing to engage with them, you deny them the power they crave. Walking away doesn't mean surrendering. It's choosing peace over conflict and protecting your mental and emotional health. Walking away is not a sign of weakness or avoidance. It is a conscious decision to remove yourself from an unhealthy situation. For example, if someone is being aggressive or verbally abusive, walking away allows you to regain control over your emotions. By stepping out of the situation, you give yourself space to breathe, reflect, and respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. It's important to understand that walking away doesn't mean giving up on the relationship or abandoning the person. It simply means that, in that moment, you are choosing not to engage with negativity. Sometimes walking away is the best way to preserve the integrity of the relationship because it prevents escalation and creates room for calm. If the situation is toxic enough, walking away may be the first step in establishing healthy boundaries or even distancing yourself from someone who is consistently harmful. Your peace is more important than winning an argument or trying to change someone who isn't open to change. When you walk away, you assert your right to live in peace and set a clear message. You are not willing to tolerate behavior that harms you. In the end, walking away is an act of strength because it shows that you are choosing yourself, your well-being, and your peace over unnecessary conflict. Lesson 7. Cultivate compassion for toxic people. One of the most challenging yet transformative lessons in dealing with toxic people is learning to view them through the lens of compassion. It's easy to become frustrated, angry, or resentful when someone mistreats you, but Buddhism teaches us that everyone is suffering in some way. Toxic behavior is often a manifestation of their own pain, insecurities, or unmet needs. By cultivating compassion, you not only protect your peace, but you also foster understanding and empathy, which can help you respond in a way that aligns with your highest values. When you see someone acting in a toxic way, it's helpful to remember that they are likely struggling with their own internal battles. Maybe they're dealing with fear, anxiety, loneliness, or unresolved trauma. People who lash out or project negativity often don't know how to process their own emotions in a healthy way, and they unknowingly inflict their suffering on others. This is not an excuse for their behavior, but an understanding of the root cause. Instead of reacting with anger or resentment, try to respond with compassion. For example, if someone is being rude or dismissive, rather than taking offense or getting defensive, pause and think, what might this person be going through right now? This doesn't mean excusing their behavior or accepting mistreatment, but it allows you to detach from the negativity and remain centered. Compassion also means offering yourself grace. It's easy to get caught up in toxic dynamics, but when you approach these situations with compassion for both the other person and yourself, you find more peace. You can still set boundaries and stand up for yourself, but you do so from a place of understanding rather than judgment. By responding with compassion, you take away the power of toxicity to disturb your peace while maintaining your integrity and humanity. Cultivating compassion for toxic people allows you to approach even the most difficult situations with kindness, balance, and a deeper sense of peace. It's a way of saying, I will not let your suffering affect my peace. I choose to respond with compassion, not conflict. Lesson 8. Practice forgiveness for yourself. Continued. Forgiveness is not a linear process, nor is it a quick fix. It often involves layers of emotional work and can take time to truly heal from the pain caused by toxic people. While forgiveness is often presented as something you do for the other person, the truth is, it is most beneficial for you. Forgiveness is about healing yourself, not excusing harmful behavior or wiping the slate clean for someone else. The longer you hold on to anger, bitterness, or resentment, the more you continue to allow toxic people to have control over your emotional state, even if they are no longer in your life. This is why it's essential to make forgiveness a part of your healing journey. It's about reclaiming your power and emotional freedom. When you forgive, you are not letting the other person off the hook, but rather, you are choosing to release the emotional hold they have over you. This act of letting go is deeply liberating. It's like carrying a heavy backpack filled with rocks. You may not even notice how much it weighs you down until you take it off. The burden of anger, resentment, and hurt can be exhausting. Every time you replay the situation in your mind or react to a memory of the toxic person, you continue to carry that weight. Forgiveness is like putting down that backpack. It's not about forgetting, but about choosing not to let their actions control your emotions and your life. It's also important to recognize that forgiveness doesn't mean that the hurtful behavior has been justified. It doesn't mean you accept or condone what the toxic person did. Instead, forgiveness is a way of reclaiming your peace without needing the other person to change. We often think that we need the toxic person to apologize or acknowledge their wrongdoing in order to feel at peace. However, the reality is, the healing comes from within you, not from their actions. If we continue to wait for them to change, we give them even more control over our emotional state. Forgiveness is a choice you make for your own healing, whether the other person acknowledges their actions or not. Self-forgiveness is equally crucial. Many of us beat ourselves up for allowing toxic people into our lives or for staying in toxic situations for too long. We may blame ourselves for not recognizing the signs sooner or for not setting boundaries more effectively. However, self-forgiveness is about understanding that we are all human. We make mistakes, we learn, and we grow. It's important to be kind to ourselves through this process and to release any guilt or shame we may feel. Forgiving yourself is an act of self-compassion. You don't need to carry guilt for another person's harmful actions. You made the best decisions you could with the knowledge you had at the time. Forgiveness can also help you build healthier relationships in the future. By letting go of past hurts, you create space for new, positive experiences and connections. The more you practice forgiveness, the easier it becomes to approach others with a clear heart, free from the baggage of the past. It's a way of healing not just from the toxic person, but from the patterns of thinking and behavior that might have allowed their toxicity to affect you. Forgiveness frees you from the past and allows you to build a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. Forgiving someone doesn't mean you have to invite them back into your life, nor does it mean you have to continue to tolerate harmful behavior. Sometimes, forgiveness means accepting the situation as it is, but choosing to no longer let it affect you. It means understanding that you can set boundaries, walk away, and move on, without carrying the weight of anger or resentment with you. In fact, the true power of forgiveness lies in your ability to move forward with a clean heart and an open mind. Through this process, you learn to protect your energy, your peace, and your emotional health. Forgiveness allows you to become the best version of yourself, one that is not defined by the hurtful actions of others, but by your strength, resilience, and ability to rise above. It's an ongoing practice, and one that will bring you deeper peace, freedom, and joy with each step you take. Lesson 9. Choose peace over being right. When dealing with toxic people, one of the most liberating lessons you can learn is to choose peace over being right. Toxic individuals often thrive on conflict, manipulation, and winning arguments. They may try to provoke you into defending yourself or proving a point, but in many cases, engaging in this back and forth only fuels the fire. Their goal is not resolution, it's to keep you caught up in the struggle, to take away your peace and drain your energy. Choosing peace doesn't mean you let go of your values, nor does it mean you allow toxic behavior to go unchallenged. It means recognizing when a situation is beyond resolution or when further engagement will only perpetuate negativity. It's about accepting that sometimes the best response is to simply let go of the need to be right and focus on maintaining your inner peace instead. In many situations, toxic people are more interested in being seen as the victor than in finding a solution. They may use guilt, shame, or manipulation tactics to get you to back down, but standing your ground can often escalate the situation. Instead of fighting to prove your point, take a step back and evaluate whether the confrontation is worth your energy. Ask yourself, is winning this argument going to bring me peace? Will it improve the situation or just create more tension? By choosing peace, you are not giving up your integrity or your right to stand up for yourself. Rather, you are recognizing that sometimes peace is more valuable than being right. It is a conscious decision to rise above petty arguments, to preserve your emotional energy, and to not allow others' toxic behavior to disrupt your calm. This practice can be incredibly freeing. When you stop engaging in power struggles or the need to have the last word, you release yourself from the toxic person's grip. You become less reactive, more centered, and more focused on your own well-being. In doing so, you begin to break the cycle of toxicity and refuse to let it control your emotional state. In Buddhism, there is a concept known as right speech, which encourages us to speak truthfully, kindly, and thoughtfully. Sometimes, choosing peace means holding your tongue and allowing silence to speak louder than words. When you practice right speech, you are mindful of the impact your words have on others and on yourself. You understand that not every disagreement requires a response, and not every person deserves your time or attention. When you choose peace, you shift the focus from winning the argument to preserving your mental and emotional health. Toxic people may never change or see things from your perspective, but you have the power to control your response. Choosing peace means you take the high road, rise above petty conflicts, and protect your sense of self-worth. By doing so, you reclaim your peace and demonstrate that you are in control of your own life, not at the mercy of others' negativity. After practicing all these lessons, setting boundaries, cultivating compassion, forgiving, and protecting your energy, you'll come to realize one simple but profound truth. The key to dealing with toxic people is in your hands. When you stop giving them power, you regain control over your own peace and well-being. The story. The monk returned to the village with newfound clarity. Whenever the man insulted him, he smiled gently and walked away. Over time, the man grew tired of his own negativity, and so the monk learned this truth. Toxic people lose their power when you refuse to give them yours. Lesson 10. Protect your energy. One of the most important lessons in dealing with toxic people is learning to protect your energy. Toxic individuals can drain your emotional, mental, and physical resources, often leaving you feeling exhausted, frustrated, or even hopeless. The more time you spend with them, or the more you allow their behavior to affect you, the more you deplete your own vitality and sense of well-being. This is why it's essential to set boundaries that prioritize your own health, happiness, and peace of mind. Protecting your energy begins with understanding that not everyone deserves access to your inner world. Toxic people often feed off of others' energy, whether it's through negativity, drama, or manipulation, and they will stop at nothing to create an emotional reaction in you. However, when you are mindful of your own energy and aware of how interactions with toxic individuals affect you, you can begin to distance yourself from their influence. Setting boundaries is key to protecting your energy. This means learning to say no when necessary and not feeling guilty for taking time or space for yourself. You don't have to explain or justify your boundaries to others, especially when they are unhealthy or abusive. A simple, firm no is enough. Boundaries create a protective barrier between you and negative influences, allowing you to conserve your energy for things that nourish and uplift you, rather than being depleted by toxic interactions. Another important part of protecting your energy is being mindful of how you engage with toxic people. If you find that certain individuals consistently drain you, it's okay to limit your time with them, or in some cases cut ties altogether. Distance can be one of the most effective ways to protect your energy. You may also consider creating emotional boundaries, where you detach from the negativity around you and refuse to let it affect your mood or peace of mind. This can be done by practicing mindfulness, grounding techniques, or focusing on self-care. In addition, protect your energy by surrounding yourself with people who uplift, support, and encourage you. The company you keep plays a huge role in your emotional and mental health. Positive, healthy relationships help replenish your energy, while toxic relationships drain it. Cultivate relationships that nurture your growth, where mutual respect, love, and understanding are present. This can help create a circle of support that reinforces your peace and well-being. It's also essential to take care of your physical energy. This means getting enough sleep, eating nourishing food, exercising, and engaging in activities that help you recharge. When you are physically strong and balanced, you are better equipped to handle challenges, including interactions with toxic people. Taking care of your body allows you to preserve your mental and emotional strength. Learn to be selective about where you direct your energy. Not every battle is worth fighting. Sometimes it's better to conserve your energy for things that truly matter in your life, whether it's your goals, your passions, or your relationships with people who genuinely care for you. By protecting your energy, you honor yourself and your well-being, and you become more resilient in the face of challenges. In Buddhism, there is a concept of right intention, which encourages us to approach every action with mindfulness and awareness. When you protect your energy, you are intentionally creating a life that reflects your values, your peace, and your personal growth. You choose to invest your energy in what brings you joy and fulfillment, rather than allowing others to rob you of it. Protecting your energy is an act of self-respect and love, and it enables you to remain grounded, centered, and in control of your own emotional well-being. Now that you've learned these powerful lessons on how to deal with toxic people, remember, your peace is in your hands. By applying these teachings, you can break free from the negativity around you and live a life of calm, compassion, and strength. If you've found value in this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Buddhism Pathways for more insightful lessons on how to live a balanced, mindful life. Here, we explore how ancient wisdom can guide us through modern challenges, helping you cultivate inner peace and navigate life's obstacles with grace. Remember, it's not about changing the world around you, it's about transforming the world within. Stay peaceful, stay mindful, and keep walking your path. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next video.